Hello and welcome to a video on how to create a weighted graph in Sage using an edge list. Ordinarily in Sage you can create a graph from an edge list by specifying that edge list as a list of ordered pairs where each ordered pair represents an edge. For example, here's an unweighted graph on 5 nodes where node 0 is connected to 1 and to node 2, 1 is connected to 2, and also 1 is connected to 0 by default since this is an undirected graph. 2 is connected to 3 and 2 is connected to 4 and vice versa. If I define that list of edges, I can just use the graph command with a capital G to create the graph, and then I can plot it. Now to make a weighted graph, all we have to do is add a third coordinate to each of the pairs that represents the weight value of that pair. For example, let's suppose I want the edge from 0 to 1 to have weight 12, from 0 to 2 to have weight 8, from 1 to 2 to have weight 5, from 2 to 3 to have weight 4, and from 2 to 4 to have weight 2. All I need to do is add those weight values as a third coordinate to each pair. So I'm going to just copy and paste the unweighted edge list from up above and add those weights in like an extra dimension to each of the pairs. Then to define the graph, I'm simply going to use the graph command with a capital G and pass the weighted edge list as an argument, with one important difference from unweighted graphs. To tell Sage that this is a weighted graph, I need to include a second argument here that says weighted equals true. Once I do that, I'll hit Shift Enter or click the Evaluate button to execute. It doesn't show up automatically, so to show this graph, we're going to use the usual .show method. If I do that, notice that the graph is shown, but the weights are not. If you want to see the weights, then you pass the option edge labels equals true with an underscore there between the word edge and the word labels inside the show method. And then when you reevaluate, the weights will show up superimposed on top of the edges. And that's how to create a weighted graph in Sage using an edge list.